opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shea's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shea's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shea's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real. Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to Shea's Paranormal Chat. Before we get going, I just want to very quickly announce a couple things. Number one, in case anybody missed it Sunday, I will no longer be taking questions through Messenger after last week's fiasco. So feel free to join in the chat on Spreaker.com. Ask the guest, which tonight is Mr. Chris Sutton, any questions you have. And stay tuned. After Chris leaves, we have Miss Kelly Mcarville joining us. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, Shea. I'm doing great. It's so great to be back on with you.
I know. It's been 6-7 months, or it's been a while.
Yeah. It has. Yeah, it has been a while.
I think it's been 6-7 months, so that's like an eternity in the paranormal world.
It is. It is, isn't it?
It is. So anybody, there's not too many, that does not know who Chris is. Coyote Chris Sutton is a shaman, awesome person, awesome soul. He's done a few things on Viddy, and known him for at least a year or so now.
Yeah.
Been on air a couple times. So this time I'm going to ask the question right off the bat, because last time I got halfway through the show and was like, hey, in case anybody's listening, what is a shaman? So here we go.
My favorite question, because it's so hard to explain.
It is.
Because you have so many different traditions, and every tradition kind of has similarities or dissimilarities. They've all got their way of doing things, but basically, a person who practices shamanism, he or she communicate with the spirit world, usually through some type of trance. In my case, I prefer drumming. I don't use hallucinogens, but some traditions do, which is no problem. But anyway, your job is to talk with the spirits, work with the spirits to help the tribe, or to help the people around you. That's what, obviously that comes from a tribal culture. And so we were able to help people out. You go and find, let's say you have a fever, okay, in the old days, and they would say, because I'd tell you to take 2 aspirin. Back then, they said, what plants should I use? And, maybe the bear spirit would tell them, you need this and this. And they would go back and give their patient that medicine, those plants, to help them with headache or whatever. But basically, we meet with the spirits to find out things, and then to bring that information back to those around us. We're also here to do healing work and psychic work, whatever our medicine is our skills, our gifts that Spirit gave us, whatever medicine we have. And some people are very good at one thing and not so good in another thing, and so they specialize in things like that. And it all depends on the person. I do psychic and the healing work, and I do the paranormal work and stuff like, kind of like a master of
Right.
of all, jack of all trades, master of none, basically. But it's you just do you do what you need to do. But basically, and when you're working with people and whatnot, you're using energy from the earth and Father Sky, or however you want to put it. In the East, you might call it the chi. You're using the chi to put energy into people to help with their healing or whatever they need to have. So basically,
you use the word psychic. Is it kind of like a medium, or is it feelings? You don't see and hear, you just get the feelings?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
I'm not really a medium, although I do get messages and things like that. I don't know, I was just talking to somebody today, I used the word seer, and that's probably a pretty good term there for shamans. You see things, you feel things. Now, I'm more empathic, so I mean, I go more towards that. That's me as a person. I've seen people practice shamanism who were more mediums, and there's kind of a happy medium too. I get a little bit of both, and so that's when I'm talking to spirits. That's basically how I go about it. But yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of got different skills, and some people are really good healers. That's what they focus on. And so, but I've been kind of called to do a little bit of everything. And so that's what I do. And I still do psychic fairs and things like that sometimes, or somebody calls me up to do a healing tomorrow. I got to go check out this house. This guy thinks that, there's something bad in there. And so we're going to go see what that's all about. And so, yeah, it's just whatever you're called upon to do.
Now, here's a question. If it's been asked, obviously I don't hear everything, but I've never asked you, and it's never been asked on a show we've been together. Do you consider yourself a paranormal investigator also? Or are you crossing into that? Or are you just there with the investigators? Because it's a fine line.
It's a good question. I
see a lot of differences now than I did a year and a half ago in you.
Yeah. I have to kind of wrestle with that sometimes. I mean, I can't become so much of a paranormal investigator that I leave my shamanic roots. And so I have to stay balanced. So I'm more likely the person, basically how I see myself. If I'm an investigator, helping other people investigate, I'm trying to find spirits for them.
Right.
And to commune with them and stuff like that. I mean, I've got a couple of gadgets because I do events sometimes, or I help people lead tours.
K2 the most, right?
Yeah, K2. I got this, and then people are going to laugh at me because it's so cheap, but I love it. This necrophonic or whatnot. Let me see. I got it on my phone. And, it's like wait a minute. So I'll be able to show people. Let's wait for it to come up. So, yes, the necrophonic. And it makes noises and stuff like that. And it's like, it's like
that's one I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's like there's another one they sell. It's only like $12, but it kind of works like a geoport. It doesn't have the noise of the spirit boxes, which I hate that noise. I'd rather not hear him do that because I'm too lazy to sit there and listen to that stuff. But yeah, I'm terrible. I don't like to review tape or EPs. No, I would rather go to the dentist. Thank you, than sit there and look at hours of tape.
Hard.
It's hard, and I tell you what, the people that do it, my hats are off to you because that's a cool thing.
We've done 3 investigations this week.
Yeah.
So trust me, I feel you there. I'm not a medium. I'm not a shaman. I'm not a psychic. So all I have are the tools, and I have to review. I don't have a choice.
Right. You got to work with what you got.
That's right.
But you're so important, and that's very important. I'm not in the business of trying to prove anything. I believe it. That's all that matters to me. That I believe it, and the people I'm trying to help believe it. And I don't care what skeptics say and whatnot. And I mean, I respect them and everything like that. It's like it doesn't mean anything to me.
Exactly.
But but that's not my job. You got people like you. That's your job to find these things that will help. One day prove all this is going on. As the tools get better, the more you'll be able to pinpoint stuff, and that's really a neat thing.
I'm a believer and a skeptic all in one. I believe in the paranormal. I'm more skeptical of people, and that's my downfall.
I don't know if it's a downfall or not, Shea. You should be. Never. Until you get to know somebody, you don't know what people are up to. I've just watched a few things the last month or so. I'm kind of sitting back a little bit. I've been posting a lot of stuff and been kind of quiet. And I just, I watched the stuff going out there. I said, geez, come on. This just gets so silly. People fighting about stuff or worrying about what person said this or what person said that. And, you know, it was like, you know, my friend betrayed me and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. I hear you there.
you know, it's like, no, you don't need that drama. Shoot, I'm too old playing with that kind of stuff. You know, so yeah, until I get to know somebody. I mean, I'll work with anybody. I got no problem with that. But if you're in it for an impure reason, I'm here to help spirits and the people who get affected by spirits and anybody who works with the spirits. That's what I do. If you're here to be a TV star or make yourself something, you know, turn yourself into some grandiose figure, you know, then you're in for the wrong thing. I don't care if people on TV and stuff like that's great, but you gotta maintain your integrity. You don't sell yourself out. You don't make shit up just so people pay attention to you. You know, you just gotta be yourself, and you know, you'll get where you need to go if you just be you.
So, but people are impatient or they want to take shortcuts, and that's where I have an issue. You know, it's like I have two roles as an investigator. One, when we help clients, that's something different. But when it's private stuff we do, then it's to prove something to us. I have nothing to prove to anybody else.
Right.
I never use the word evidence. I put stuff out.
Smart.
I do not believe any of this is evidence. And I put it out there as, hey, this is interesting. Look what we caught. And we need to catch at least 2 things at a time before we even say, hey, this is interesting.
Right.
You know, so people either love me or hate me for it, but I'm not going to change. I am who I am. So.
That's how you got to be. You know, people say we'll put stuff on there. Yeah, check out this great new evidence. This is it, man. As soon as you put that on there, here come the trolls, and the trolls are going to get you because you said evidence. And you got to say what? If you say you can do this, you can do that. You damn well be able to do it because they're going to eat you up. And you know, when somebody puts it out, when people put stuff out and says, "Hey, this out, I don't know what it is," just, you know, enjoy.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I say, you know, I'm not saying it's anything. You guys, you know, decide what you think it is. Yep. Yeah, when people say they got the answer,
yeah, the second somebody says they know everything, that is such a turn off for me. No, we don't.
Oh yeah,
we can't prove anything, so we don't know anything.
Now, if you had that proof, would you share? I mean, let's say you had a video of a spirit apparating and speaking to you. If you had that, would you share that on Facebook? Hell no. You're gonna go someplace else, and you know that people who are, you know, are interested in this stuff. Yeah,
I might anyways because I truly don't care what people think.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I'm talking about you've got let's say you get the one thing that people always been looking for. You know, why put it on Facebook? You know, I'm serious. I wouldn't put it on Facebook. Not at first. I wouldn't. I'd have other people check it out.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
That kind of thing. I would never destroy that on Facebook.
Review.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't just be like, hey, we do that. So,
because, you know, plus you got to go through the part trying to repeat it. Now, you know, you got to take the scientific method, you know, to it, which is, can you repeat what's happening? And, you know, fours and after, all kinds of things, you know, but yeah, I wouldn't share that on Facebook. If I thought I had something really good, I wouldn't do it. That's
tough.
Me.
We don't share I don't know if about half, but we don't share everything on Facebook.
Yeah.
Especially if poor quality, and even if we know it's there, we don't share it just because.
Right.
But my phone keeps closing up. Kelly Mcarville's in chat, and her computer locked up. I can tell between your weather and my weather, we're skipping a little bit. So hopefully Kelly gets back, but if we're skipping a little bit, it's not our fault. It's the weather, because it's sleeting here, snowing there.
Yeah, what's it doing? I see Kelly's around Ames. Is Kelly saying it's in Cedar Rapids is getting bad or what? That's right.
She didn't say. She just said locked up. So we'll find out.
Come on, Kelly, get that piece of junk working.
She'll be back in a few minutes. She has to switch computers, so make the computer thing.
But, she has to go get Pat's computer.
Yeah.
Get her mom's.
Sometime I should have you both on the show after you get.
Oh my goodness, that would be fun. That would be a good time. Kelly and I play off each other pretty well.
You do. I watched rewatched both episodes of Sacred Ground, which we can get into since we're just like chatting. But Sacred Grounds on Vidi Space, the haunted dot space. I think I got that right.
You did.
You want to explain what that is? You're probably better at it than me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain. What it is, because people ask me, I say, well, what is it? Well, it's kind of like a Netflix, not Netflix. It's kind of like a cross between Netflix and YouTube. Basically, it's a system of channels set up on a website. Overall, it's called VidiSpace, and to get there, you go to www.vidi.space, not org, not .com, not .net, .space for some odd reason. And you go there and you get a selection of windows, what they call spaces. You have we're on the haunted space, and I think there's like the wrestling space, for wrestling stuff, pro wrestling type of stuff, horror, that type of thing. So you got different spaces to choose, and you click on haunted space, and you get my show, which is called on Sacred Ground. Here, I have to look at my little banner here. It says, I see it.
I have lists like taped all over the side of my stuff. I
use this when I have a table someplace. I use that. Otherwise, it stays on my messy desk. But so you go that, and you've also got Ghost Crier has a show on there.
Yep.
Dan Class, his group, Dan's the owner of the Hinsdale House, and he's in Iowa quite a bit.
Is that one inside these walls?
Yeah, it's inside these walls. For some reason, Iowa, Dan and I are always in Iowa, and it's like we're honorary Iowans, I think, because it seems like we're always in some type of event or some type of.
Yeah, he's New York, but I always think of you as an Iowan. I really do, but you're not.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is it Ohio? Where are you?
I'm in Illinois. I'm down by.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm southwestern Illinois. I never set foot in Iowa till 2016, till we went West Forsyth. From Paranormal Filler and Scarefest Radio. I did an event at our school. I saw it, and I'll get back to the VidiSpace thing, but I'm on a story now.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
So I know I get off on tangents.
That's what this show is about. So you're
okay. Tangents, we cool then. Yeah. So anyway, there's a show called Ghost Stalkers with John Tenney, Chad Lindbergh, and Dave Roundtree. Okay, I was only had 6 episodes. It was meant to be a filler for something on Destination America. And I was watching, so it's actually probably one of my favorite, in my top 3 of ghost shows that I like. I don't like to watch them all the time, but that's one of my favorites. It was kind of different. And they went to the Farrar School. So, let's see. Yeah, it was 2016. So Wes and I decided we wanted to, try our hand at getting out there a little bit. I'd been on TV once or twice, and then, so I was getting
3 or 4 times.
No, just twice so far.
Oh, really?
On network TV. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, twice. Maybe a third time. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll have to see what happens.
And a half,
yeah. And so, anyway, I watched this, and the thing about Farrar School, I said, I got to go there. I just felt drawn to it. And so I told Wes, we got to go there. He goes, okay, we'll do a thing up there. So I talked to the Olivers up there who own it, made the arrangements. And we were talking, I said, man, we need a bigger pull, than just you and me, because, we're not usually up that far. So now Elizabeth had just, come out the first season of Ghost of Shepherdstown. As Elizabeth had come on, so and I was co-hosting that night, where I was on for a little bit before she came on, just for some stuff. And I was in chat, and she and I got talking in chat, and then, he interviewed us. It was actually, the first time he interviewed was the night that Ghost of Shepherdstown premiered. So she was on that. Then, we went right to the TV and watched Ghost of Shepherdstown. So we'd gotten to know her, and we messaged, we'd talk. She was interested in shamanism, things like that. And so I told Wes, I said, let's call Elizabeth. Let's see if Elizabeth will go. Thinking, well, big chance, but why not? Sure enough, she said, yeah, I'll come up. She drove up from Denver all the way up to Franklin. We get a place in Des Moines, went to Farrar School, and she was with no guarantees. And I said, Elizabeth, I'll give you half the gate. That's all I can promise you. And it was like $150. But she didn't complain. I mean, she drove. She did her own thing. She took care of her hotel and stuff like that. And just the most wonderful person in the world.
Very smart woman too.
She's very, very intelligent, horribly intelligent woman. She is the president of VidiSpace, and so that's why she kind of fits in the story too. Because that's actually how I ended up on VidiSpace. But so we go up and we do, and then I meet Will, and his wife Jack.
Awesome. I love him too.
CNH Paranormal, and it's like there's this tree in the front yard. If anybody's been there, there's a huge oak tree, big old medicine tree, tree spirit. I mean, just powerful.
I saw it on the video.
And
one of them. So
Will is just drawn to this tree, and I guess that's probably that's probably what drew me up there. Well, for some reason, that's what I was interested in it, and I felt the reason. Sometimes you get drugged into these things, you don't know why, and this is why. So I get there because I get there, and we pull up, and I'm looking, and I say, "Oh my God, look at that tree!" And Will started talking to me about it. So when I get to we meet the Conkles, Will and Jacqueline, and so we're friends, really good friends, and so we decided we're going to have another event up there, and that was this last summer, and it went really good. And Will finally, and as you saw in the video space, Will got to connect with the tree. It was one of the most heartwarming things I'd ever seen. I mean, I was crying and stuff, and because he finally got to feel that energy in that consciousness that this tree has. And I know it sounds, people say, "Oh yeah, that's bullshit." No, you'd have to experience it. You got to be there. And there are people there who weren't believers in that. They were going, "Yeah, man, that's really cool." I'm so glad I came. And it was just a cool thing. And so that's how you get drawn into things like that. So, that's how I end up in Iowa for the first time. And ever since then, I keep, you say, you seem like an Iowan. I say, yeah, I almost feel like an Iowan. But yeah, I just keep getting drawn back. And so, and I'm cool with that. I like going to Iowa. So, Iowa and I like each other, and Iowans and I like each other. And there's so many good people, so many good paranormal people up in Iowa. I've met so many different teams and individuals who are just into this stuff, and it's always fun to come up.
It's especially for paranormal, that's all I can speak of.
Yeah.
Very welcoming, warming group. They're they welcome everybody. It's
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that because it is, from having never been there, it's like, my wife will go, "You're going to Iowa again?" I said, yeah. And I think Dan's wife tells him the same thing. "You're going to Iowa again?" Yeah, they keep calling us back, and we like to go, so we always have a good time. And we'll be up the 17th and 18th. There's the Quad Cities Psychic Paranormal Expo at a center there. I forget the name of the place. Kelly will be on next. She'll give you all that detail. She's probably mad at me for not being able to tell what we're doing. While we're up there, we're gonna film a segment of On Sacred Ground. Hopefully, if it's not snowing. My wife's peeking in.
Hi, wife.
What do you want?
I forget her first name.
Shea said hi. Shea, she's interviewing me. There's people. You can peek in, but.
Hi, Shea.
Hi. Where's she? Oh, there she is.
She can't hear you because I got headphones on. Yeah, she's waving.
Yeah, I'm waving though.
She probably came to get underwear or something. This is her.
I thought that's what there is in the family.
I was going to say it may be true. I don't think so. Okay, you can leave. This is what my life is like. Okay. At least you didn't bring the dog.
River Center in Davenport. Hey, my kid will come in. She might miss you, but she'll be in the second Kelly gets on. My kid will come in and wave to everybody and say hi, even though. So.
Wave when I'm on. That's fine. I do have to
if she gets home from work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be there Saturday this time. I've got stuff going on. To be horribly honest, I have hip problems, and so I'm only good for one day at these things right now until I get it fixed, and that's going to be this winter. So, so I'm only going to be there that Saturday, but I'll be there all day long, and I'm on a panel, and I'm also on doing my own presentation. I think it's on The Spirits Outside or something like that. I make up a name, and I think it's something to say when I get there.
Yeah.
Because it's so much better if I don't script it. I don't, have an outline. I just come and start talking, and it comes out when it needs to come out.
As you know, I don't script the show either because that's how I work. It's better if it's unplanned and you just go with it.
Yeah, I mean, when I was doing mine, I had my own show years ago, and this became too much of a pain in the butt to do. I might have written down a couple of questions I really wanted to ask, just make sure I didn't forget. Other than that, especially if I didn't know them that well, it was like, it's free for all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I explained the story of how I got involved with Iowa and all that, and why, how cool it is, and there's so many cool people and helping people find trees and stuff like that. It's really cool. And so anyway, I'm back to the video space. So anyway, it's you go to video space and video.space, and you go to haunted space and click on that. And then you get a list of the shows, and you go. Now it does cost money. I will say that. I think subscription's down to $9.99 a month, something like that. It might be a little cheaper. When I started, it was more expensive than that. And
I honestly, it's under our video space is under the network thing. So Matt, not Matt Bennett, who Matt Bennett is in chat room and has said hi to you a couple times. I'm not ignoring chat. We have a short amount of time with Chris tonight.
Yeah,
so,
and I can't see the chat.
Yeah.
So
Matt, my partner, pays for the Vidi space, so I do have access, but I have no idea. I just keep seeing a free 15-day trial or 10-day.
You can, like, if you select one show, you can subscribe to one show. So anyway, you go to the website, and it tells you all about these things. And you don't just get into haunt; you get to all the spaces. So if you're into horror stuff, there's some neat, real neat documentary stuff like that. Yeah, really good stuff. And so you get to all of that, and you can also get it on Amazon. If you have a Fire Stick, you can watch it on the television. So I do that. So it's kind of cool, to see yourself on the television.
That's how I watched you today. I hooked
that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it.
HDMI up to the computer and watched you on the big screen.
Yeah, there you go. That's another way to do it too. So anyway, Elizabeth had said that if I ever got anything on film, that she wanted me to send her the tape. So I sent her a couple of things. Now I don't have my own video equipment, and what I have is I've got something now that might work. I haven't tried it out yet. She said it would work, but it's so much easier for somebody else to bring their stuff as far as I'm concerned. And but I'll probably have to start using it for too long. But so I'm gonna shoot one at when we're up in we're staying in Davenport, Iowa, and we got a place to go to. We'll shoot one there, and I'm gonna shoot another one probably in December at a local place here that I can actually. You'll mostly do my stuff outside, but this is on the very bottom floor of this old hotel that's haunted as hell, and we've brought different kinds of like native spirits, ground spirits down there in the very bottom. So we're gonna work on that. So I should have a couple more on there. She doesn't really. I don't have to have as many. I'm kind of a filler, which I'm perfectly whenever you get one, send it to me and we'll get it on sometime. I say, yeah, that's fine. But next year I'm going to Malvern for sure with Josh Hurd and some of those guys, and Dave Glidden and Mike Dan class is coming up for that, and so we're going to do that, and we'll do it there. And I've got some other hopefully Villisca with Johnny. We can see if we can swing that, and some other place. I got some
Johnny
local places.
Hauser, for those of you who do not know who Johnny is, but Johnny Hauser.
I get in the conversation. I forget other people sometimes because I know you knew what I was talking to. Sorry, guys. I should do that.
That's what I'm here for. You keep talking, and I'll interrupt and add things.
And translate and whatnot. I got some really killer places around here that really nobody knows much about. They'll be coming on too. Places to are just. One of the places I won't say the name of it because I don't have it. I don't have it for sure yet. But it's got the second oldest house west of the Mississippi on it. It's built in 1749, and it's all these old cabins around and stuff like that. And it's an amazing inside and outside. You got the spirits outside that are dancing around the elemental spirits, and so it's just a wow place. So it's really cool. More to come. There's other stuff going on too. So. And I'm just like, right now I'm almost glad it's wintertime so I can slow down with other stuff and get things planned. I'm trying to write a book. And I've got somebody, Mike Ricksecker, Haunted Road Media. Ricksecker.
Yeah, Mike was on last week.
Was he? Yeah, Mike's a great guy, and I've done stuff with Mike before. He's going to publish it. He goes, I sent him the early stuff that I had and he likes it. So he's going to publish it. Just me sitting my butt down and writing it. I'm too lazy to do it. So, but, if I'm recuperating from getting my hip fixed, then I'll have time to write. So hopefully I'll have it done by very early spring. I'll have it ready for the next year's events and conferences and things like that. So
nice. Yeah.
See,
that'd be an interesting read.
Because I just, I'm not telling just one big, long Coyote Chris bio. It's going to be a bunch of different, disjointed, talking about certain things, and that's what's, just my opinion on stuff, or this is how I learned this, just off the wall. It's coherent and everything. Don't worry, you'll be able to understand it, but it's just going to be very very specific to a certain question or idea or whatnot. I find I can do that. It maintains my attention. I can do that. So
nice. Keep updated on that because that's
Well, working on it. Right now I carry around these books. Actually, one of my...
They're sitting in the chat. They buy the book. So.
Oh, well, they bless your heart. Okay, I'll try to get
Well,
out.
before you go, because I'll forget, because we have like 20 minutes left. So,
yeah.
that. Something like
20,
that. But
we got 20 minutes, yeah.
I want to tell you the people that are saying hi to you in chat, because I know you can't see it. We have Pat Kraft, Kelly Mcarville.
That's Kelly's mom. Mama Pat.
Matt
Mama
and
Pat
Ned, of course.
Mama Pat takes care of me when I'm in Iowa.
Oh, that's so sweet. Wolf, Jen B,
Howdy.
Nicole, my sister Nicole, who is also my partner on my.
Okay.
We're co-founders. My sister Nicole, she's in here
Nicole.
Listening. Kim Purvis.
Hi, Kim. Yes, I know that name.
Kim will be on B Squared Monday, and then she'll be on my show next Friday. So.
Okay. On Benji.
Yes. Don't you love Benji and Brady?
I do. Benji's a treat. I like Benji. I got to meet Benji one time too, and so Benji's a good dude.
And Matt Waddell is in there, who's the partner, who's the co-owner of this network.
Okay. Hi, Matt.
I can't scroll back anymore. I think I missed a couple people.
Just say hi again. If you're out there, just say hi again. And
yes.
I want to know. Usually I get into the chat rooms just to make sure nobody's talking shit on me. But
I would tell you right on air.
I'm just trying to make people toe on the line. But yeah, I always like to know, and I really appreciate when anybody listens. I really do. I don't care if it's one person or 1,000. It doesn't matter to me. It's all good.
I am, Pat Kraft. Aww.
Mama Pat.
Before we run out of time, let's talk about your drums and your singing and your chanting.
Okay.
Which have to do with your show on Sacred Ground. Let's talk about why you do it. How about it's simple because we don't have too much time.
Good question. Coach, normally, I've been studying shamanism, practicing shamanism for 26 years now. And so that's always, the drum is always part of that. It's used in ceremony. It's used for meditation. It's used for a shamanic journey. Repetitive drumming causes your alpha waves to decrease, your beta waves to decrease, and your beta waves increase, which you can go into that more of a stupor sort of effect or a meditative state, which allows you to journey to talk to the spirits. And it's always, it's just something I've always carried me. And so one day I decided, I got to thinking, I said, wait a minute. And I think it was at one place, it was at that one place I was telling you about, in Missouri. And we have all this activity going on outside. And so I said, hey, everybody, come here. We got everybody, and we circled up. And I started drumming, and I sang a song. I forgot which song I sang, but it was a calm evening, no clouds or anything like that, no wind. And we were singing, and we all announced who we were and started singing again, and the trees started moving like they were rustling in the wind, and there wasn't any wind. And I thought, damn, I'm onto something here. And so it's you stop and think about it. The spirits are attracted to the drum. And so they will come and see what's going on. If they like what's going on, they'll show some sign of appreciation. When I was at the Hinsdale House in Western New York, now there, that was Seneca tribe area where the Hinsdale House is, and it's in the Enchanted Mountains. It's not a huge mountain range, but it's got these pretty rolling hills. And where we were at, there's a big hills behind us. Roll back into the distance, and we were drumming and did our singing and talking about and talking to the spirits and telling the spirits why we were here, and we meant all the respect. And it's about showing respect to the spirits, that we're not here to cause any problems. We just want to hear their story. We want to talk to them. We want to commune with them. So we got done doing that, and they caught this on tape. There was drumming in the hills in answer. The spirits drummed back. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah. Actually, I don't know if you knew this or not. I don't know because you can watch that. The one we did it at Hinsdale, Dan recorded it, and he something happened with the quality. It wasn't good enough to put on the air on because it was supposed to be on the video space on Sacred Ground, and it wasn't just good enough. And so, but Elizabeth said we could do what we wanted with it. So I saw on Dan's YouTube. And actually, if you go to the easiest way to probably find it, you can go to YouTube and type in Dan Class Klaes, and go to his spot. And you can find it. It's Coyote Chris, does something. I forgot how he worded it. Or you can go to my website, www.coyotechris.com, and there's a page called About, which is my bio and stuff. You go to the very bottom of that page. The link is there, too. You look at it there. It's a pretty neat video because we were out looking for the Pukwudgie, which are like the little people of the native lore in that area. And every area, every tribe has kind of a different story about the little people, just like you in Europe. I mean, it's the same thing. That's why that's why I say elementals, because that's what they are. But yeah, the wee folk. And so we actually got on the Geoport, got it saying Pukwudgie twice, which, I don't know about the Geoports, but when I get repetitive answers, excuse me. I mean, it's just, then you're paying attention to it. But that's how I got the drum involved. And that's how I got the drumming and singing. And when you circle everybody out before you start something like this, an investigation of this sort, we do an exercise to get everybody focused, to get their energy up, to keep them safe. Anytime you're investigating, okay, what is the spirit? A spirit is energy. Your energy. You strengthen your energy, then you're less likely to have problems with a spirit that wants to mess with you. And usually it's better for the empaths, because the empaths ones usually get at the worst in those types of situations because they feel and they don't know how to protect themselves. It can get a little rough. So yeah, I mean, we're all focused and ready to go, and when you're in a circle, you're safe. I mean, because you got all this energy, and it goes around you. So that's why people draw circles for to cast spells, in the Wiccan world and wizard world, and everything the Native Americans always done in a circle, because it's the people together and the energy together, creating a family. So yeah, it's what you do. But it just seems to work because they respond to that. They say every time we've done this, filmed it, done it, seen it, something's happened. We've gotten some kind of really neat response. We did it at Farrar, and we got this real
that one. Yeah. Yeah,
where that voice is coming through. That real light female voice is coming through on the Geoport. But this is not on the on the show. But the next night we were inside, and Dan had the same Geoport, but he had it on different frequency, and we were up in the upstairs in the auditorium, and that same exact voice came through.
Wow!
It said my name.
See, I like when that happens. The same, yeah. I like that stuff.
If you get this disjointed, it could be anything. I don't swear on those things, but if it's an intelligent or repetitive and something that you're actually looking for, then you've got something. So that's the way I see it. But yeah, I was real skeptical of that stuff normally. But I get that. I understand that. Yeah. I trust myself more than anything else, but it's sure fun when like it says Pukwudgie twice, or the next night it calls to you, same tone of voice, the same voice calls you
by name. Yeah,
name. Yeah, so
that's pretty interesting. Now, here's a question that I don't already know the answer to. Are you actually Native American or just practice?
No, I may have a little bit of blood. I'm not related to any tribe. They actually used to kind of bother me because I was called. I didn't go looking for this stuff.
Yeah.
It came and got me, and I didn't watch Dances with Wolves or Thunderheart. I said, "Well, that'd be cool to be medicine man." It came and got me, and again, I used to worry about that because I don't want to appropriate something that's not mine, and I get that.
That's why I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I can't say no. And if you be mad at me, you can be mad. I understand, but there's no saying no.
You're not portraying to be something you're not. You're just respecting.
Yeah. Oh, I try to. Yeah, I do everything respectfully. I ask my teacher.
Yeah.
Our guide in this thing from the Northwest Coast is okay. I talked to him about this stuff, about going outside and doing these things and talking. Yeah. So he said, that's fine as long as you bring in the light and you're respectful. And I have to wear the right colors. From the.
I know very little. I should know more. My son's grandfather is full Wampanoag.
Cool.
So I should know more, but I know just a little bit to understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really interesting. It's like, have I caught hell before? Yeah, I have. But I used to worry. Like I said, I can't. I mean, all I can say is that I'm not here to offend anybody, to steal anything.
Yep.
I was approached, and I refuse to say no, because in my heart I know it's what I'm supposed to be doing. But I don't dress up. You see me. I don't dress up. So
No.
I dress up Native American.
I've never heard you say it either. That's why I ask.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And I wear
Just to be
I wear
clear
beads.
for listeners later,
Yeah, I wear beads, but those beads my teacher gave me, and so I wear those. And otherwise, I wear, like, my friend. Let's see if I can find this without destroying my desk. My friend Tina Marie Ronan made this. I don't know if you can see it very well. There it is.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
It's tambourine, and it's got
blue?
wooden. Huh?
Is it blue? Yeah.
Green.
Oh, green. It looks
Blue screen. Yeah, and then it's white stripes. And it's got bone, not human bone. I'm not voodoo.
And careful on radio, kids will get hate mail.
Yeah, and this lady makes this real neat stuff, and I'm plugging her, which is cool. She's really cool. She's really good.
Say it again.
Tina Marie Ronan. She's usually in stuff down around Indiana and down in here. But she makes stuff. When she makes stuff like this, she puts on there, and she will quiz you too. This is for practitioners only. She won't sell it to make because I think it looks cool. They won't do it. She's got all kinds of stuff for that.
The right reasons.
Yeah, she is, and she's very interested in shamanism, so she's going to be probably coming to see me for too long, and we'll be talking about it. But yeah, it's just I just wear what I need to wear, but otherwise I don't wear feathers. I don't wear buckskin. I don't. One time I had a student. She's probably one of the. I'm not real big on teaching that because I don't like people and stuff, but I don't have the time to do it right. But I had an apprentice one time, and she bops in and out of it sometimes, but she's about the one I can handle pretty well. And a group over in St. Louis wanted to go up the Cahokia Mounds. The Cahokia Mounds is a big mound group down in this part of Illinois. It's just about a half hour from my house. But it was the biggest Native American city in North America. 20,000 people. It has these huge dirt mounds and things like that. It's a beautiful place. And there's one real big one's a ceremony mound. They call it Monk's Mound because the monks used to have a house on top of it. But it was their ceremonial spot. And this group from St. Louis wanted to do a ceremony up there. So I thought about it. I said, okay, I'm just going to keep it real generic. I'm not going to, that's what I would do anyway. I didn't bring any sage or anything like that. I used tobacco. I used a Cherokee thing. And so we came to do that. So I'm standing there, and I always dress in jeans and T-shirts and that type of stuff. So I'm standing there with Autumn, my apprentice, and I see these people start milling around. We're standing there on top. I said, I'd meet you up there. They didn't know what I look like. Just a couple of people knew my reputation. I talked to them on the phone. And they kept looking around. I said, I'm looking. I said, what are these people? What are they missing here? I've got a big bag. I'm standing here. And Autumn leans over and she goes, I think they expect buckskins and a headdress. I said, you're probably right. So I said, hey, here I am. I'm just me. They're looking for the show. And that's not me. I'm not the show. I try to be as humble as I can. Do it how I'm supposed to do it and leave it at that.
You're very down to earth, very humble. I have always found that since day one, before we met. Like the first time I ever even heard of you. You're a very good soul. You really are.
I appreciate that. That's if people remember me that way, I will be happy.
Yes.
I should be happy. Anything else? I remember what else.
They will remember you that way. I don't see anything different.
Unless I turn evil or something like that. No, I don't.
Well, yeah,
The temptation to that is always there. To do.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. No. I don't think I have the capabilities anymore. If I ever did. We all have a dark side. We have a teaching group. Yeah. We have a teaching group we have up here once a month that I put on, and just talk about everything. And
is that at Mineral Springs? Is that
it's Mineral Springs, and Alton, which is one of the most haunted places in Alton, in the whole area, as well. But it's also have a real cool metaphysical shop called It's Raining Zen. Yes. My friend Don and Dave Nunley run that, and so good, wonderful people. So if you're ever in Alton, please stop in. But we have a group and we meet, and it's just, come and it don't cost nothing, that sort of thing. And it's good for everybody to just get together and have a peer group. But we start talking about our shadow selves. And I'm make sure I keep this in another time. But everybody has a shadow self. All right, that part of you that you don't like that comes out, and you wonder where that came from. That
mine comes out too much. Let's just go on. Sorry,
it does happen. No, you're right. It does happen to all of us. But the thing, part about when you're walking a spiritual path, is you got to come to grips with it. You got to come to know it, and it usually comes with a lot of emotional pain,
baggage.
You have to deal with that baggage. Yeah, you're talking to things that people put in you from the time you were very small. Yep. Those fears, those experiences that it turns you a certain way. People have been abused, that type of stuff. Whatever that's what creates your shadow self. That part that you don't like. It's like you really hate somebody, you don't know why. I guarantee you that's because it's inside of you and you don't like it. You just don't realize why you hate it. That's one of the big telltale signs of what that is. But you have to face it. Now can you make it go away? No. It's always part of you.
You keep saying face it, but is it kind of like, I'm interrupting again, I know.
No.
I'm translating.
Yeah.
Is it more like you have to recognize and accept in order to
Yes, and you have to deal with it. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to go in and let go of those feelings that are attached to them, and that takes the power away from them. That way, once you release those feelings, then you see a situation. You go into a situation in the past, this would have made me angry, but now you know it, and it would have made you angry because you hadn't dealt with this. You've dealt with it. You see the potential. It's like, no, I know what to do. Either I'm going to go this way and avoid it. If I can't avoid it, I must stay very mindful of what I'm doing and not get hooked. Because there's always that one person, who's giving you this hell your whole life, and they know they know what buttons to push, and they know what to hook into, and you neutralize that. Like, I don't like your glasses. Where before, what's wrong with my glasses? Oh, your self-confidence goes crashing to the ground. Where and once you've faced it and you've looked at it, that's a potential trap for you. Say, I don't give a shit what you think about my glasses, and walk away. That's an example we used last night. But yeah, it's anything like that where so you have to, as a spiritual person or any type of person, when people can't take things away from you, they can't hook you. There are situations that you can handle where you couldn't in the past because you've looked honestly at yourself. You looked in that mirror and really looked at yourself hard and say, I'm not going to let that happen anymore. And you work on it, you make it happen. Then you've won and you get to move on from there. It's always there. It's always part of you. And but yeah, you can control.
It kind of reminds me of that simple saying. You can't control other people's actions, but you can control how you react to their actions.
The only person the only person you can control in this life is you. You can't control everybody else.
It's not as easy as I make it sound, because everybody that really knows me, I have issues. But you start small and work your way up.
If you know you have the issues, then that's the first step. If you deny you have the issues, then you're screwed. Yeah. You're doomed to keep reliving it the rest of your life until you decide that you're gonna be brave enough to face it. So, but you just keep moving on, and you just boom, that's not gonna happen to me anymore. I'm just gonna let it go, and they can't get you. That's nice to have that freedom. My mom could get me, but after a while, no, you can't get me anymore.
I think it's probably always a work in progress.
It is. Oh, you've got to be doing it all the time. You always got to be on. You never. And you fall off. God knows, I get off of. I fall off the trail sometimes. I realize I see myself doing stuff that I know better.
And then pull yourself back.
Pull yourself back. It's not so much that you do trip or get off the path, because that happens. It's how quickly you react to it and get back on. If you let yourself meander and crash through trees and off a cliff, then okay, you got to come back around and start again. Basically, if you come off a little bit and you catch up, you realize who you are, and it's like, oh, I can't do that. That's why I have to sit back sometimes. Instead of being the mighty ghost hunter, I need to get back to my shaman roots and stay there.
Yeah. To who you are.
I can still hunt ghosts, but or do paranormal work, but it cannot be who I am.
No.
Who I am is what my medicine is, which is the shamanism. And that's what works for me.
they're loving it in the chat. So.
Good. Yeah.
My messenger's going off, but I announced in the very beginning I can no longer accept questions in Messenger.
Yeah, we got like 2 minutes. Does anybody have any questions from the other one?
It'll give them 30 seconds. Yeah, I noticed you shook your head, so you saw my time. So look within. Any questions, guys? 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, if you want to know what I'm doing or you want to see what's going on with me, it's www.coyoteChris.com. Facebook, my personal page is Christopher Sutton. You'll see me leaning on a drum, my common ground picture. Also, my like page, wherever you call those things, is Coyote Chris Sutton. I'm on Instagram at Coyote Chris S. Twitter at Coyote Chris S. And that's about all the social media I'm on. But usually you can find what I'm doing, if you look at those things. My web page is probably the most accurate. Sometimes I get real wild about advertising for myself, and sometimes I don't. Just depends how busy I am.
I don't see any questions coming in. So
okay.
We have like probably 20 seconds because I know you have your next show to go to.
Yeah.
Your show. But
I'm Mongo but pawn in Game of Life is what I am today.
Yeah. But please come back sometime next time.
Oh, anytime, Shea. Anytime. I love talking to you.
You and Kelly together would be awesome too.
Yeah. Knock 'em dead, Kelly. I know you're watching.
I am muting us. Thank you guys for listening to Chris. Give us 2 seconds. We'll be back with Kelly.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. And now you hear me ringing Kelly. Hopefully she knows she's live when she comes on air. We'll see if it works, if I did not mess it up. Oh, there she is. Hey, you. I did it right. I've never done this, so I wasn't sure. Yeah, see? Oh, you can follow just about anybody, hun. He is. He makes it so easy. He makes it so easy. He just, So, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I was just like, hey, I have some extra time, so why not, All right. No, it's probably me because I have let's see. Can't hear Kelly. All right, let's see if we can figure this. When you called me, my chat got really, really loud. I mean, when you messaged me. No. But Chris got really loud. Yeah, I know. Hold on, guys. Let's hold on, let's see. There, I turned up. Hey, try now. Test.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah. Wow.
Are we killing everybody's eardrums now?
Somehow when you call my Skype has been messed up for the past 3 shows and I haven't been able to hear. When you messaged me when I was on with Chris, boom, it fixed the sound. So
well, there you go. Glad I could help.
I think they can hear you now.
Yes, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Normally I'm breaking electronics, so hey, look at me go fix something.
You did. You really, I had to turn down the volume when you messaged me. It just went boom, and I could hear Chris because you should see me struggle every week. Sorry. All right. So everybody that does not know, this is Kelly Mcarville. Go Moon Spinner. Is that what it is?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Now, before we get into your events, I always screw this up with everybody. Are you a psychic medium or just a medium? Because to me, it's almost the same, but I always say the words wrong.
I am a psychic medium. Yes,
Okay.
so I do both.
Okay. Because everybody always says, well, mediums are always psychic, but psychics aren't always mediums. But
Correct.
some people still don't identify that way. So I'm like,
Right. And psychic is, I don't know. I mean, that's what I am, but it's just such a weird word still. But yes,
Yeah.
I am a psychic and I am a medium. But you're right. You're right. All mediums are psychic. Not all psychics are mediums. So
I should know because I've known you for so long that if you weren't you, I would have asked before you came on the show.
oh no, you're fine.
I should know this. So.
No, you're perfectly fine.
But it's confusing for people that don't understand that
Yeah.
some people
Well,
are
and
psychic intuitives, some are just mediums, some are just psychics, and then other people are psychic mediums, and I'm like, oh, my head's
well, and
spinning.
really what the difference is, I mean, if you're psychic, I mean, it can be a bunch of different types of abilities, but it's connecting with energy, reading the energy. My primary psychic ability is called claircognizance. So I just know things that I really probably shouldn't know. But a medium actually is someone who can connect with people who have passed over and speak to them directly.
So do you get both, or you're more?
Yeah, I'll get both. I don't get as many medium messages randomly, but that's honestly because of my control system for it. I kept the medium side of me turned off for a lot of years because I was scared about it. I didn't want to always have spirits around talking to me all the time and never like have any time to myself. You know, my going joke is always I didn't want him in the shower with me because that's my me time.
That'd be my big area.
Right? It happens so still.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to go to this psychic party for some gals, and it was the second time that I was going to go and read for this same group. And I was taking a shower, getting ready to go, and all I did was think, I wonder who's going to show up tonight. And all of a sudden this man's voice goes, well, I'm going to be there. I'm like, no, get out of here.
I am not a psychic. I am not a medium in any sort or fashion, so don't take this wrong way, guys. But every time I'm in the shower, since I was a little kid, I'm always thinking, and I like physically look around, I'm like, I wonder if they can see me. Like, and I mean little kid.
Well, and that's the other part of it is those poor people, they don't need to see me in the shower. So,
yeah,
no.
But that led to bigger questions like, when spirits see me, do they see me dressed? Do they see me undressed? Do they see me as I am? Or do they see me as I see them, which is not very clear.
Right.
If at all. So that's how I got here. But
I think they see us clearer than we see them is the way I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We can look a little different to them still. If it depends, I think, also on what their strength is.
True. Like, there's got to be different levels.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. This is why I love talking to you, because we we start on one thing and then go down a rabbit hole. Can you see me? Because I'm talking with my hands like crazy.
Yes, I can see you. You're up in the little corner of my screen here.
Yeah. I'm like, that's how you know I'm from Massachusetts. So when I swear, which I have not yet once on this show tonight.
I actually was going to comment on that, but I behaved.
I don't even know why, because Chris has been on the show with me a time or two and knows I have a dirty mouth. It just
Anybody who knows us knows we swear.
Oh yeah,
I've heard intelligent people. You're never going to forget that one, are you?
No, what was the other one? Canoe.
Douche canoe. Douche canoe. Yep.
There we go. No, I will never. Well, twat waffle I've heard, but the douche canoe I've never heard before.
I do what I can.
Yeah. Well, you made my night. Made my year, because I still think of it. But if anybody has no idea what we're talking about, go back to my very first episode. And you'll hear us talking about what Kelly said in a chat, not on the show, but
I behaved during the show, kind of,
yeah.
Not
Unlike
really, but
the last show of introspection where we talked about.
Oh, that was yeah. We're gonna just pretend that one didn't happen. Anyways,
no, I don't. It was one of my favorite shows.
Anyways,
I have a sick sense of humor, so. Most of the bad stuff happened after the show ended, though. So
that's true. We had a very fun after show.
Yeah, it was like an hour long afterwards. All right, back to Miss Kelly. You have a show coming up. I mean, expo. Is that what you call them? Expos?
Yes.
Monday the 12th. Saturday the 17th.
No. So those are actually different things. Yeah.
Oh.
So on Monday, so I teach intuition classes as well once a month.
All right. Yep.
Yep. And that's my Monday thing. So my classes are called an intuitive journey. And what we do is each month we pick a different topic, and they're not ones where they like build on top of each other, so you don't have to come to every single one. But every month we'll pick a topic, and people get an opportunity to come in, learn a little bit about it, and actually then get to practice it in a safe environment with other people who are learning as well. So this upcoming Monday is tarot. So we're going to teach people, about tarot decks and oracle decks, what the differences are, how to use the cards, and different layouts, and then we'll get an opportunity to do practice readings with each other. So it's kind of like a win-win for the people who come to that class, because not only do they get to learn something, but hey, you get a free tarot reading too. So it's always a super popular class. It's fun. I enjoy doing the tarot one. But we'll do things like we've done mediumship. We'll do psychometry, which is reading the energy of a person, place, or thing. We'll do candle magic, scrying. We've done kind of all sorts of different things. So, yeah. But that's on Monday. Nope, it's once a month, usually the second Monday of the month. No, you're fine.
Where is it? And how can they find it?
If you look up an intuitive journey on Facebook, that's usually where I post my classes. And they're here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And then the expo that you were talking about is coming up next weekend on the 17th.
I meant to say
18th.
Event, and I said expo for all three. I realized after. But
no, you're fine. Yep. You are fine.
So, sorry.
Expo. You're okay. That is going to be our 5th year of doing that show. So we're pretty excited. Kind of a milestone for us. So I should know the number of vendors, shouldn't I? Like 68 vendors, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good show. This is one of our biggest. We have 2 speaker rooms going all day long, $5 to get in, and then you can go to as many of the speakers as you want to, visit all the vendors. There's psychics and mediums and haunted locations and ghost groups and Reiki, stones, gems, sage, crystal grids. I mean, just you name it, we've got it. This is totally a show you need to go to, Shea. We could get you some rocks.
Within maybe this time next year, you can say, I met Shea in person. Although it'd be me saying, I met Kelly in person. And she'd be like, yeah, I'm never talking to that girl again.
We would never get done talking if we got together.
I know, right? Let's see. Dwayne says he would definitely take that class, about the class.
It's super fun. Yeah.
And Jen B would like to know, can I Skype into the candle magic class?
I could probably figure something out. I mean, she'd have to have the candles there to work with, but I'm sure she could figure it out. You can find them pretty much anywhere, or you can just use normal candles. You know, the funny thing about the candle magic class is everybody's like, oh, candle magic, that's so crazy. I'd never have done that before. Everybody has done it. Every single person has done it sometime in their life. As soon as you have a birthday cake put in front of you with candles and you make a wish and blow out your candles, you've done candle magic.
Wow. I never thought of it that way.
That's all it is. Candle magic is intentions. It's focusing your energy on something specific. In this case, it's the candles. It's the representation. It's the intentions. That's all the birthday cake and the candles are too. You're focusing your hopes and dreams and intentions. I really want that bike. I really want that bike. And you blow the candle out with the belief that it's going to happen because you blew the candle out.
Wow. Oh, I heard myself echo. Sorry. Sorry, I paused. I was listening. My video went out. I don't think you can see me anymore, but my daughter was in here waving, and then I realized my video was out. But she was waving to you.
Oh, well, I'm waving back.
Yeah. So Kim Purvis is in chat, too. She says, love the expos. They're great, and she learns a lot.
Oh, thanks, Kim. It's always good to see you there.
Yeah, my sister makes jokes all the time every time there's an Iowa commercial or an Iowan wrestler or anything like that. She's like, I bet you Shea knows that person. She knows everybody in freaking Iowa. And I'm like, I don't really, but it's still funny.
Well, there's only 10 of us, so it's not hard to know us all.
Yeah.
Okay, there's maybe a few more than that, but we do seem to all know each other in this realm, don't we?
It does. And some people still to this day, as of this week, are like, you're not in Iowa? No. I've never been out of New England. Well, I've been to Canada, but besides that, I've never been out of New England.
I am super excited to go to Canada. I finally have my passport, and I'm supposed to go to Hinsdale House in the spring and go see Dan and do some stuff there. So it's close enough to the border. I'm going to go into Canada. Yep.
Oh, you'll have to message me when you'll be there because I'm only 8 hours from New York. I'm 8 hours from.
That's not so bad.
I'm 8 hours from the Hinsdale House.
Well, that's like close enough. We should have to get together, right?
Yeah, even if we have to meet halfway or.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because last time everybody was in New York, I didn't get to meet anybody. It was too close after the fire, but the spring, yeah, definitely.
I will let you know.
Yeah. Well, I've only gone to. Oh, they're talking about Dwayne's only been to one, and it was one that he spoke at.
Well, he should come again then.
Yes. He's closer to Iowa than I am, so.
Yeah, and we have them throughout the state, actually. So this is just one of, 5 that we're going to have in 2019.
Wow.
So we have, in 2019, in order, they'll be in Waterloo, Iowa, Dubuque, Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Ames, Iowa, and the Quad Cities. So it'll be in Davenport, Iowa again.
Yeah, you'll have to message me all the dates and places of those because Matt, not Bennett, but Matt, my partner, says road trip. So I think that means we're coming to Iowa. Not really, but I'm going to convince him that that's what he meant.
I'm sure that's what he meant. We're going to go with that.
I think so.
Absolutely. And yeah, Pat had said that we have vendors and people attending from all over the country, and we do. We have vendors that come from, I think, like 17 states. We've got one that comes from Hawaii that's going to be here in the Quad Cities. We've had some that have come over from England for this. So yeah, we have a good time, and we've got amazing vendors. I mean, Chris Sutton, he's amazing. We'll have Dan Class. We'll have Robert Baca, who is an amazing medium. All sorts of cool people. I can't even begin to name them all. There's so many cool people.
Well, 68 vendors alone, that would take a lot more than 20, 30 minutes.
It's so funny to watch the people, and I don't usually work the registration booth as much as Pat does, but we'll hear people that are coming in, they're like, oh, I'm only going to be here for an hour, maybe 2 at most. And they're there all day, and as they're leaving, they're like, we're coming back tomorrow. Yeah. So.
I would. Yeah, I would go both days. Just that many people, how can you?
Well, and even if you got through all of the vendors, there's presentations both days, all day long. So, and they're different topics. So, yeah, you could definitely make an entire weekend out of it, and it's $5 to get in the door. So,
every time we talk, I get so jealous because I'm like, I want to be with them.
Iowa, I told you, move to Iowa.
I will.
It's where the cool kids are.
I will come visit eventually, but I will never live there. I am a New York girl. I mean, New York, yeah. New England girl. New York. I'm a New England girl. I can't travel too far to live, but I will eventually be out there.
All right. Well, we'll just have to settle for a visit then.
Yeah, or a couple visits. But
yeah.
You're the one who throws these events, so you could do an event closer to me.
That is maybe in the plans eventually.
Oh, see, so that would tickle my heart.
So in 2018 we had 4 expos. This year, in 2019, I will have 5 with the
maybe
potential.
2020?
With the potential of another show that's a little different than what I'm doing right now. Don't want to talk too soon, but I have a 6th conference in the works that I'm thinking about.
You know where you can
Strongly.
break that story?
What's that?
You know where you can break that story when you if it comes true? Right here on Shea's
I-
Paranormal Chat.
I know this gal who'd probably
Yeah.
let me come out and make an announcement. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, or we have a Sunday show that's just as good, a little funnier.
I know these gals, I should say.
There we go.
And several guys. And yeah. No,
Yeah.
as soon as I have more details, I will let people know. But I'm making plans, big plans. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. You have such, just to this point, but now it's getting bigger and bigger. And every time I talk to you, it's bigger and bigger. You have amazing things coming up. I'm so happy.
I'm crazy. Because I'm crazy. I just keep going, but I have fun.
It's 1/4 crazy. I can't do math. 3/4 awesomeness. Does that equal 100%?
Sure. If it's a little more than 100, that probably sums me up because, I'm more than. Oh, wait. Are we still talking about size here? Wait, never mind. We'll focus.
Yeah, we have to behave together because we can get in trouble.
We've been fairly good so far. Far.
I've only used a couple words and they weren't the F-bomb.
I'm trying to be better about it.
Before I forget, where can people find the expo info? Because we did not say that yet.
Sure, not a problem. So on Facebook, if you look up the Quad Cities Psychic and Paranormal Expo, you can find it there, or else there's information as well on my website, which is, sorry, it's long. It's psychicreadingsbymoonspinner.com.
I'm writing it down if you can't tell. I shared a couple of these expo things to Paranormal Buzz Radio's Facebook page also. So, and I will keep sharing them.
Oh my goodness. So I'm on my kid's computer because my other one was not working, right?
Yeah.
And his keyboard has got the semicolon stuck. So if I am typing anything in chat, there's little semicolons randomly in there. Does everybody ignore them?
I should use that excuse, but everybody knows it's just my typing. I just can't type.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying. There we go. Oh, I can't wait to see this stuff. Are you going to go live from the expo at all?
Yeah, actually, Pat and I were talking about that, so I just need to give a shout out. Pat Kraft, who's in chat, that's my mommy. She is the co-host.
Mommy Pat.
Mommy Pat. She's a co-host of the expo, so her and I are actually the ones who put these on, not just me. But yeah, we talked about that actually, that we're going to go live from this expo and just kind of show everybody what we got going on and some of the vendors, and maybe even pop into a speaker room and just say, hey, here's a taste of what you can get. So can't give it all away though.
And again, there's 17th and the 18th.
17th and 18th of November. It's 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
I will definitely be watching for the live feeds because that's a long trip from New Hampshire to Iowa, but I will definitely be watching for the live feeds. I think I'm home both days. I might not be home Saturday. I might have an investigation. I can't even remember. I'm so tired. But
You've been at a lot of places lately.
I think we did 3, or Saturday or tomorrow would have been 3, but we had to reschedule. Yeah, we're going to take a couple months off here.
That's okay.
So
sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
Just regroup and.
I remember the first time you asked me how often we investigated, and you were like dumbfounded. How often?
Yeah, you guys go a lot. And that's okay. Now,
we do at least 2 to 4 a month, at least. So
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think Nicole said we
fun.
are, so I don't think I'll be home Saturday. I think we're investigating Saturday. But Sunday I'll be home and I'll be watching.
Cool. We will try to make sure to do it.
It's the review that kicks you in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. This is true.
Are we up on our time here? How long has it been? I don't want to keep you too long.
I have no idea how late it's supposed to go. I'm just winging it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just here talking to you, so.
Well, that's the same problem. If Chris didn't have to get off, Chris could be a 3-hour show alone.
Right.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, he just has that much to talk about, and he's so easy to talk to. And
he is. I'm like giving him numbers. I'm like 3 minutes, and then he's like 1 minute, and I'm like, okay.
He's truly one of my favorite people, and I'd said in chat when he was on, he is such a genuinely good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his energy, to be around him is just, it's amazing. I love me
what's
Chris
important
Sutton.
to me.
Yeah.
Is I don't have to agree with you paranormal wise or political wise, but if you're a good person, we will get along great.
Oh yeah. Yep. And there's just not a bad or manipulative bone in his body. There isn't. He's just who he is. I can't speak highly enough of him. Yeah. They need to make him like him again.
Oh,
not calling him old by any means. Not at all calling him old. But yeah.
You meant clone him, like more.
Clone him. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, prayers for Jen, the town over. So.
Oh, it's not even the town over anymore. It is like looking at her doorstep, and the stubborn woman.
In a while.
Yeah. I think she finally left though. So last I knew, she's in her car driving.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Right.
I'm not on Facebook or, like I said, I can't accept messages right now. As you know why, but.
Yep.
So good. Yep. I'm glad she left. But everybody, please pray for Psychic Gen B.
Well, and everybody in California in that area, because it's devastating. It's huge.
It's horribly sad.
Yeah. Anyways. So what else were we going to cover?
I don't even know if we discussed it. It was just like, hey.
I don't know that we did.
You're like, hell yeah, okay. I'm like, down for it. Now I'm thinking about all the fires and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Sorry.
Just trying to think what else we have coming up. I am in the process of scheduling another intuitive retreat.
Ooh.
So we.
What does that include?
So an intuitive retreat is where we go to a specific location, and the one I'm working on is at the Mason House Inn. It's an old steamboat inn in southern Iowa. Super cool place. But yeah, what I do is everybody will come in, and we spend like 24 hours together learning about different types of intuition. So we'll teach them how to do pendulum work, how to do psychometry, maybe a little bit of mediumship. We'll teach them tarot. We'll teach them a bunch of different stuff. But I try to focus on the type of intuition stuff that's going to be able to be used to investigate the location. Because this is an 1846 steamboat inn that's right on the Des Moines River. And so after we teach them all of this, then we have them go investigate the inn using their intuition instead of using like tools and stuff. We'll still have tools to back it up, but yeah, it's a super good time. I haven't done one for a while, and I've got a lot of people asking, so I'm going to set up.
Do you have to be a medium to join these?
Oh no, absolutely not. This can be for people who have never done this before. No, and you don't.
Smart.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and I think we've talked about this before, everybody has intuitive abilities. Everybody has the ability to do what I do. I just have practiced mine, and I always tell people, think of it like playing the piano. Everybody has the ability to play the piano, but you're only going to get good if you practice at it. It's just I've practiced with it a lot.
I don't know how to word this.
I love that face.
Oh, the video came back?
Yeah.
Now, do you think everybody has the ability to be somewhat intuitive, psychic? Or do you think everybody has the ability to be somewhat medium-wise?
That is actually a really good question. So everybody has intuitive abilities of some sort. But some people are going to be better at certain things than other people. So, for example, my mom can draw really, really well. She can sit down and she can draw a picture, and it's gorgeous and it's detailed and it's amazing. I don't care how much I practiced. I'm not sure you'd know it was a stick figure if I drew one, because I don't have that strong of a drawing ability. We can both draw. We can both pick up a pencil and do it, but her ability is stronger than in that area. But mine might be stronger in cooking, which it's not, by the way. I can't cook to save my life, but that's besides the point. But maybe I can cook and she can cook as well, but she can't cook as well. So intuition's the same way, where my claircognizance is really, really strong. I can know things about people. But psychometry, that reading the energy of an object, that's harder for me. I kind of struggle with that for some reason.
Do you think you need the personal interaction of that person?
No, because I can do readings for people when I'm not with them. I mean, I've read for people all over the world. So, I've never had a problem whether they're sitting in the room with me or whether they're in Australia or Iceland or wherever they happen to be. So I don't think it has to do with proximity. I almost wonder, honestly, for me, for like psychometry and some different things, if it isn't just my own brain getting in the way.
Maybe.
Because I'm an accountant by day. And a psychic at night, right? Very right, left brain. So I have this tendency to let my logic start getting in the way of things. So I almost wonder if that's where I get in my own way for psychometry.
I totally get that. Yeah.
Because I've got the object, and so my brain will start thinking, oh, well, I should see this, or I should think this, or I don't know. I'm getting better at it because I'm practicing more and more with it, but I'll never be as good as some of the people that I've watched do it. Because at this point, I've watched, I don't know how many retreats, and there's people who are amazing at it. But, it's what energy everybody connects to. It's kind of the same theory if you've got two mediums who are standing next to each other, and a spirit talks to one of them, but not the other. That spirit decided to connect their energy to the one medium, not the other one.
Yeah. Okay. Man, I have so many questions.
Ask.
We don't have enough time for all of them, but do two mediums in a room? It's kind of like
makes a large. Boom,
can
boom.
they feed off of each other?
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Can they feed off of each other, or does it go to one, or does it the spirit choose, or do you ever think they can play off of each other?
I think so. We've done group readings for people before where we'll have multiple people sit down and do a reading. And it's definitely, there's a reason like witches will do things in covens, because when you put that energy together, it's stronger. Right. So if you put two mediums or two psychics together, it's reasonable to think, hey, that energy is going to be stronger.
I always have questions that don't really make sense to everybody, because it's the way my brain works, but a medium that's speaking to a deceased person or spirit,
right,
or they're reading somebody and giving somebody a message for a deceased person. I'm always like, okay, how do they know? This makes no sense. I'm warning people ahead of time. How do they know they're actually talking to that deceased person and not reading the mind of the person in front of them of what they want to hear? Either way, it's spectacular, but this is the way my brain works.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying 100%. For me, when I'm speaking to a spirit, I don't know how to explain this other than the energy that I'm getting from the spirit or the vibration that I'm feeling from that person.
It feels different?
It feels different. I can feel...
Can you explain what you mean by vibration, just in case anybody listening doesn't understand what you mean by that?
So everybody and everything puts off energy, puts off a certain vibration. And when a spirit passes away, that vibration is still there. It's just their gooey, fleshy cell is no longer outside of them. So that vibration is still there. So, when you walk into a room and it feels like there's a buzz in the room, like there's an electrical charge, that's some of that vibration. That could potentially be a spirit that's in the room with you. So when I connect with a spirit, I feel like this little extra charge in my brain. I don't know how to explain it other than that. But also, and this, talk about sounding weird. When I'm hearing my psychic messages from spirit, from the high spirit, it comes into like one spot in my brain. But when I'm talking to a spirit of a deceased loved one, it hits a different spot in my brain. And I know that sounds ridiculously crazy, but it does. And there's even times like I'll be talking to a man who's got one of those super low rumbly voices, and it rumbles my chest like it does if I'm around someone who's got that super low voice.
So I know. See, I know you, so I can ask you these questions. I wouldn't ask this if
you can ask me anything.
Yeah. Do you think that's a different part of your brain that works, where my part of the brain isn't as high functioning, or do you just? Is it in your soul? What do you know? Do you understand what I mean? Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
Because half of our, well, what is it? There's a lot of our brain, that human brain, that actually doesn't even have a function.
But they don't know what it does.
Yeah.
They don't know what it does.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know that I would say that there's. I don't know. I would say my brain doesn't work any better than anybody else's, and I'm sure there's people who would back that up.
Does it work differently, though?
Differently, probably.
I worded that bad, but
no, I was cracking myself up. I think, honestly, for me, I almost wonder if they do that on purpose to let me know that it's something different. Because again, I am always overanalyzing everything. I'm always overthinking everything. And if it always sounded the same to me, I'd have a really hard time believing that it was something different.
Yeah.
So even when I started developing my primary claircognizance, it still comes into my head just like a thought, just like I have my normal thoughts. So the first thing that I had to train myself on was how to tell the difference between a thought and something that was being given to me, because it all sounded the same. And it took a lot of making myself stop and paying attention to what did I just think? What did I just get? Did it feel different? And starting to recognize that difference.
Is
and
it back
now
to that vibration? It feels.
It is. Yeah, it really is. Because now I know that it's just kind of got this, for me, this sounds so weird, it feels thicker when it's a message that's coming from spirit than when it's just a thought that I have. But I can get that.
To understand that. You can just feel non-media, non-psychic people. Like if I go into a room, I can sometimes not again, I'm not fucking psychic. I dropped it, sorry.
Oh, you
or
did good.
Medium. But sometimes any investigator will tell you they go into the room and it just feels thicker. It feels different.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a good way to explain it. Because if you go into a room and the air feels thicker or the energy feels thicker, that's exactly what I'm talking about, except this thought feels thicker. So it's the same thing. But I learned how to tell the difference between the two of them. And it took practice, and it took a lot of practice, and it took validation too. Because I could practice it till I was blue in the face.
Is what you mean by that? Well, you have to trust that you're.
Well, yeah, but that trust was built from people validating the messages that I was receiving. So when I first started learning how to do this, my mom was a huge asset to me. And we would go for drives, because that's what we do. We go riding around and talk. And we would play games. So she'd tell me a name of somebody that I don't know, and I'd tell her about the person. And it was that practicing. It was that hearing that, hey, you're right. You know, you got this. That was right. That was right. This was wrong, which that does happen. We make mistakes. But what that feedback of, well, you didn't quite get this right teaches me is how I'm supposed to interpret the messages that I'm getting. Because sometimes they don't always tell me exactly what I'm supposed to say. Sometimes they'll show me something.
I was going to say, do you see symbols? Like your own type of symbols? Yeah. It's not like they're saying, tell mom butterfly. You see a picture of a butterfly? I'm dumbing it way down, but...
Well, no, but sometimes they'll tell me butterfly, or sometimes they'll show me a butterfly.
Okay.
Or sometimes I just think butterfly and I'll say it. But I guess more what I meant by they'll give me something that makes me know something is like... the biggest one that they give me all the time is they'll tell me about my youngest son, because we had an issue with him when he was a baby that he had a very hard diagnosis. And we kept taking him back to the doctor over and over and over. And I love my doctor. She's still my doctor. But she didn't know what was wrong. And I knew in my gut there was something wrong. So we kept taking him back. And lo and behold, he was having this very specific type of seizure that could have killed him if we hadn't figured that out. And so now I know when I'm reading for someone and they tell me, Ian, it's a message about persistence. It's a message about a rare medical condition. It's a message about you have to keep pushing, so they'll give me that symbolism.
Wow. So it's like they choose something that you will understand, or at least sometimes it might take a while, but they choose something that you'll be able to figure out one way or another eventually.
Right. And most of the time, thank goodness, they just tell me what I'm supposed to say because I'm not quick enough to always interpret things.
Right.
But, and honestly, that's probably the hardest part of what I do is because they'll talk really fast. And I always tell people it's like I'm in a room full of people who are all talking at the same time. And I can listen to all of it, but I have to focus in on one conversation to be able to repeat that message back. And I do repeat it just like it's given to me. So talk about dropping some swear words.
Oh, so you don't sugarcoat is what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm just the monkey in the middle. It's
But
like a game of telephone.
If you were, sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're fine.
But it's a good question, I think. If I do say so myself. If you were to change the wording of message or change the way it's asked, isn't that changing the message?
It can most definitely because there's times that I have cleaned up somebody will say to me because it's just a little too crude for me to read to somebody I don't know. Yeah. And they'll keep repeating it to me. No, you need to say it this way. No, you need to say it this way.
So it registers with that other person?
Well, right, because there was this one time, I can't remember what it was about, but they kept saying, you need to tell them to pull their heads out of their ass. Pull their head out of their ass. And I'm like, I'm not going to say this to them. And they just kept saying it.
When I die, by the way.
And so finally I said, okay, fine. I'm like, he is telling you need to pull your head out of your ass. And she burst into tears and she's like, that is exactly what he used to tell me all the time. And they need to hear those words in the way that they used to say it so they know that it's them. Because we all talk a certain way. So if you and I come back, Shea, and we don't swear, they're not going to think it's us.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and my sister have code words.
Yeah.
So only her and I know it. I forget what it is right now, but I'm sure I'll remember.
Better hope you live for a while then.
Oh, I remember now. No, I remember. But yeah.
Oh my God, that would be the funniest message to pass on. She's here, I swear to God, but she cannot remember the word.
She can't remember the password. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think if you change, because when you're relaying a message, you can't use the same tone, but it's just like when you text something. If you word it the right way, it comes across wrong, so it doesn't register with that person as what it should. So,
right. Well, and again, sometimes I'm going so fast that I don't even have time to stop and hear what I'm telling them. I am just repeating the words as quick as they're coming. So sometimes it's just that, and I have to tell them slow down. I can't even begin to keep up. But, sometimes there's interesting things that come out of my mouth, and after I say it, it's like, oh, I did not just say that.
See, that I don't mean to make a joke, but that's my everyday life.
My brain doesn't work as quick as my mouth. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but except it's all me. I can't blame spirit. I can't blame spirits. I can't blame.
Well, you know what? There are times that we need to be able to say exactly what's on our mind and have it be okay.
It's also times we need to learn to shut up. That's what I'm working on.
Well, yeah, sometimes, but it depends on the situation, I suppose. So,
I have no idea what Jen's talking about. Code word, the MM has left the bag.
I have no idea what she's talking about either.
If neither one of us understand.
It's the smoke inhalation. She doesn't know either.
I'm hoping. So, okay. So, it's actually 9:36. I've kept you on for a little bit longer than I said I would. I truly appreciate you coming on tonight. And I
Thanks
know I
for
say it
asking
too.
me.
Oh, you don't even need an invitation. Any Friday, any Sunday, you could message me or Sunday would be me or Jen. Friday would be me and be like, hey, you want a third wheel? Hell yeah.
I may take you up on that.
I told you, anytime. I really respect. I respect who you are as a person. Number one, I respect how you treat people, how you think, and your ability to explain things. Because I always use the word, and it offends people. I always ask guests, dumb things down. I don't have to with you because you just have that ability to connect and use the right wording, and it just makes sense, at least for me.
Aw, thank you.
You know,
Making me blush.
you should be used to that. Come on, I've said worse. We can't get all gushy.
Yeah, those things I don't blush about, though. These ones I'm blushing about.
No, I just, I do. Like I said, I'm honored to have you on this show, any show, and I meant that when I said that.
Thank you.
So
it's been super fun. I love coming on and hanging out with you guys. So
I do too. We're just so busy.
Yeah, but that's okay. We'll make time. We will make time.
Yeah, see? We will. All right, hold on 1 second, Kelly.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, you're still on. I'm gonna just do shout outs before I
I just got to thinking I didn't even say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, no. You're still live. I just meant don't hang up yet because I've had a guest hang up. I'm like, oh.
Whoops, they're gone.
Yeah. So Matt Bennett was in the chat. Matt Waddell, who's the co-owner of the network.
Awesome.
Miss Jen B. We had Wolf in the chat. Luna. I know Kim Purvis was here. My best sister in the whole wide world, Nicole, the co-founder of the team. Some girl named Kelly Mcarville.
I don't know who that'd be. You should kick her out.
Pat Craft? Is that what we call?
That's my mommy.
Is it Mama Craft or Mama Pat?
It depends on who you're talking to. I think Chris calls her Mama Pat.
Okay, that's why I got confused. Oh, it's not. Let me scroll. I know Luna was in the chat. Dwayne was in the chat. I'm scrolling a little, but it's slowing down.
I'm trying to look too. Kim, Nicole, Wolf.
That's why I do it in the beginning and end because it doesn't always let me.
Dwayne was in there. The Shea person. She was in there.
She's a bitch. Oh, God.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. I try to avoid her whenever possible.
I don't blame you. She's a bitch, but she's honest. So,
and the honest bitch is the best.
Yeah, it's a trade-off. Okay.
We call things as we see them.
Yeah, I can't scroll back, but if I missed anybody, I did it. I said it in the beginning. So, and to anybody that listens later on, we appreciate it. So now I'm going to mute us. Good night, guys. Next week.
Thanks, everybody. Love you guys.
Yes. Next week we have Kim Purvis on. Next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central.
For more information regarding what Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram.